reaction looking at what happened in Port Said?
Well, I'm seeing some of these pictures for the first time, and it's absolutely tragic to see this. I mean, it must be one of the worst football disasters in Africa and possibly the world. I mean, it's terrible to see these deaths. Unfortunately, violence has been a major factor in Egyptian football for many years now, for decades.
Why?
Well, you have to remember that before the Arab Spring, you know, especially in the Middle East, there have been very little public space for people to exist and to express themselves. One of them has been the mosque, and the other has been football terraces. So they've very much taken a different role than you would find in Europe and in maybe North and South America.
Have you been to any of their matches, Ali, Masri? Just give me a flavour of what that would be like, or what you know of it.
Certainly. I mean, Al-Ahli Zamalek is the big Cairo derby. It's the biggest match in Africa, and is considered one of the most violent derbies in the world. But they both have different identities. One has been, Ahli's closely linked with Arab nationalism, and Zamalek has always been seen as the awkward squad, kind of the outsiders, kind of more liberal.
So they have political affiliations?
They have political affiliations, but they very much joined forces during the Arab Spring, and as Ben mentioned in his report, the ultras, the kind of fan groups who are intelligent, very well organised, politically active individuals, got together really to fight with them on the front line in Sahir.
So what could have triggered something like this, just because the Ali, which are kind of like the Manchester United team of Egypt, right? Because they lost, or because this was political? This
would certainly have an undercurrent. I mean, you have to remember that Masri are a small team in Egypt, so beating Ahli is a cause for celebration.
David and Goliath.
David and Goliath, and so that could be one side of it. But, you know, there is also the issue that since the revolution, before the fans would fight the police every weekend, from 2007, really, when these fan movements first started coming into existence. So since then, a lot of the police have not been going to the grounds because they're so hated, and you've seen this power vacuum, a security vacuum across Egyptian society, and football grounds have been no different. So there have been many incidences leading up to this. We just don't know whether this was due to a security vacuum, whether it's because of the Al-Masri fans in some kind of pro-Mubarak, which is what the Muslim Brotherhood are saying at the moment on the wires, that this is somehow kind of pro-Mubarak stance against the Ahli
Who was
supporters.
a big supporter of the Ahli team?
Well, but he was a big supporter of the Ahli team. He very much wrapped himself and used football as a way of boosting the image of Egypt abroad, because you have to remember the Egyptian national team is one of the most successful teams in African history. They're current African Cup of Nations holders. They won it 3 times in a row. So he very much used football as a way to boost his popularity and boost the popularity of Egypt abroad. So obviously after he fell, then, you know, there's been this security vacuum, so we don't know whether it's that or whether there's a Mubarak element to it. We just don't know at the moment.